Planning a trip to Switzerland in November and wondering what it's really like? Well, in this video I'll tell you everything you need to know and more because this is Switzerland Insider. My name is Greg, I'm Swiss. November is a bit of a strange month here. It's when Switzerland really starts to change. By now, most leaves have fallen and the bright fall colors are gone. Okay, the trees are bare and the air is colder and the landscapes looks more gray than colorful. And it's also not that cozy winter feeling yet either because the snow hasn't fully arrived everywhere. Now in the last couple of years, I noticed that autumn has been stretching out a bit longer. The real cold often comes later than it used to. So in the early November, you can still get some mild days, especially in the lowlands. But overall, it's cooler and the days are short. You might have around 10 hours of daylight and the sun sits lower in the sky. In the mountains though, winter is already starting. Higher resorts like Zermatt and parts of the Jungfrau region usually open early for skiing. Around quietest, for example, you can often see proper snow from the second half of the month. It can even happen that for 1 or 2 days the snow reaches the cities. I've seen it in Lucerne and Zurich, where it suddenly turns white overnight and then melts again a day or two after that. These moments are really rare and quite special. Now you need to know that November is without question the quietest month of the year in Switzerland. In November, what's open and what's closed often depends on where you go. In the mountains, many places simply shut down for a few weeks. Hotels close to prepare for winter, some restaurants take a break because of low demand, and a lot of cable cars and mountain trains stop running for maintenance as well. Now, these closures are often partial. So, in the Jungfrau region and in Zermatt, you'll always find places that are open and things that you can do. This means the train to Jungfrau runs, Mount Rigi is operational, and Zermatt with its Matterhorn Glacier Paradise is open as well. But even then, it's always smart to check before traveling because some lifts and routes might close even though for a very short time. In the cities, things feel slower. The big tour groups are gone, the hotels have fewer guests, and most people you see on the streets are locals just going about their day. Now shops and restaurants are open as usual, but the energy is different. Now, if you come for views and nature, then, as I've mentioned before, it might look a bit dull. Now if you're looking for activities, this is not really a hiking month anymore either. Now, many mountain trails are closed, muddy, or already snow covered, and the weather can change quickly. So, in short, Switzerland, it isn't really shut down in November. Countries open, but the touristy side is mostly on a break. November is also the calmest month of the year when it comes to events and festivals. Now, most of the big autumn festivals have finished by the end of October and the Christmas market haven't fully started yet. It's the gap sort of in the calendar where not much is happening anymore. Now, towards the very end of the month, a lot of Christmas markets start to open, usually in Zurich, Lucerne or Basel. But most of them really get going only in early December. Now, one of the few advantages of traveling in November is the cost. This is the cheapest month of the year for visiting Switzerland. Now, the hotel prices drop noticeably after October and there's a lot more availability because demand is low. Now, even in popular destinations like Lucerne or Interlaken, you can often book nice places at short notice and pay less than in summer or in winter. Now, flights and trains are usually less busy too. You'll find good deals on accommodation and you won't have to worry about crowds or sold out routes. And it's just a nice change from July and August where everything has to be booked way in advance. Now, if your goal is to visit Switzerland on a budget and you don't mind that many attractions are closed, November is a good time to do it. But if you want the full experience with mountains open, villages lively and the scenery at its best, this month probably isn't the right one for you. Now, if I were traveling around Switzerland in November myself, I'd still go, just with a different mindset. I wouldn't plan for long hikes or outdoor adventures like in summer, but I'd focus on places that still work well on this time of year and where the experience doesn't depend too much on the season. I'd start with Lucerne, because it's beautiful all year. And the old town, the lakefront, the cafes, they all have a calm atmosphere in November, and it's really easy to fill a day even when the weather isn't great. From Lucerne, I still go up on Mount Rigi or Mount Pilatus. Both usually keep some transport running. It's actually one of the nicest things to do in November. Then I'd visit the Jungfrau region. Even though some hotels and lifts are on break, the main routes, like the train to Jungfrau, still run, and walking through the villages when it's that calm is a completely different experience from summer. Then I'd also include Zermatt. It's one of the few resorts that's active year-round, and in November it already feels like winter there. You can often ski, and even if you don't, just going up to Matterhorn Glacier Paradise for the views is worth it. And finally, I'd spend a bit of time in Ticino as well. It's usually a few degrees warmer, and when the north is grey, there is a good chance that you'll find sunshine there. Walking along Lake Lugano or visiting Ascona and Locarno can be really pleasant if you catch a clear day. And in the last few years, autumn has been lasting longer, so sometimes November in Ticino still feels like October. It's not the typical time to visit Switzerland, but if you plan it right, there's still a lot to enjoy. My best advice, visit in November only if you like the calm grey days and if you're aiming for an early ski trip. Otherwise, waiting until December or January will give you a much more lively experience with snow, lights and the start of the Christmas season, or having a trip earlier in September or October will let you enjoy Indian summer as well as fall. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon around in Switzerland. Bis bald und tschüss.